Has the thought ever crossed your mind, did Jesus of Nazareth truly exist? We find ourselves standing at the intersection of faith and history, pondering this monumental question. The existence of Jesus of Nazareth, a figure central to Christianity, is a topic that has been heavily scrutinized, investigated, and debated. The answer carries profound implications, not only for the realm of biblical scholarship, but also for the faith of countless individuals worldwide. Our investigation takes us to an insightful article by Lawrence Mikitiuk titled "Did Jesus Exist?" In this piece, Mikitiuk delves into the historical existence of Jesus, examining the evidence both within and outside the Bible. The evidence he uncovers is compelling, painting a picture of a man who was more than a mere figment of religious imagination. The question of Jesus' existence is not merely an academic exercise. Its answer has the potential to shape our understanding of history, culture, and faith. It's a question that invites us to explore the annals of time, to sift through the sands of historical records, and to engage in thoughtful dialogue with the past. It challenges us to look beyond the written text and to grapple with the complexities of human experience and historical fact. This journey into the past is not one we undertake lightly. We tread with respect for the scholars who have gone before us, with open minds ready to engage with the evidence, and with hearts attuned to the significance of our findings. Our exploration will lead us to both familiar and unexpected sources. We'll delve into the writings of Roman historians, Jewish priests, and even the scriptures themselves. Each piece of evidence, each historical document, and each ancient inscription brings us one step closer to answering our question. As we embark on this exploration, we turn to both biblical and extra-biblical sources to shed light on this monumental question. As we walk this path together, let us remember that history is not just a record of past events, it is a living, breathing tapestry that continues to shape our present and inform our future. Let's dare to ask the question, did Jesus of Nazareth truly exist, and see where history leads us? The ink of history has often been a silent witness to truth. One such testament comes from the Roman historian Tacitus. Tacitus, a Roman senator and historian of the 1st century AD, is renowned for his works, the annals, and the histories. His writings have provided deep insights into the Roman Empire's history, politics, and society. But what stands out in the context of our discussion is his mention of a certain Christus. In one of his works, Tacitus refers to Christus, who suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hands of Pontius Pilate. Now, if we dig into the biblical narrative, it becomes clear that Christus is a Latinized version of the Greek word Christos, which translates to Messiah or Anointed One in English. This is the title often associated with Jesus of Nazareth. Tacitus's account not only mentions Christus, but also details his execution by Pontius Pilate. This aligns with the New Testament's account, specifically in the Gospel of Matthew, where it is written, "When Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but that instead an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. 'I am innocent of this man's blood,' he said. 'It is your responsibility.'" Tacitus further writes about Christus's followers, who he refers to as Christians. He describes how they derived their name from Christus and formed a substantial sect in Rome. This echoes the accounts in the Acts of the Apostles, where it says that the followers of Jesus were first called Christians in Antioch. It's important to note that Tacitus was not a Christian, nor was he favorably disposed towards them. His account is not a religious endorsement, but a historical documentation, making it a compelling piece of evidence supporting Jesus' historical existence. What makes Tacitus's testimony even more significant is the fact that he was a meticulous historian, known for his rigorous standards of evidence and accuracy. His works are considered among the most reliable historical records from the Roman era. So when Tacitus mentions Christus and his crucifixion by Pilate, it is an affirmation, albeit indirect, of the events recorded in the New Testament. It provides us with a secular, non-Christian perspective, underscoring the historical reality of Jesus' life and death. Tacitus unknowingly penned down a piece of history that aligns with the biblical narrative, adding weight to the historical existence of Jesus. From the annals of Rome, we shift our gaze towards a Jewish priest, Josephus, who lived in 1st century Palestine. To add another dimension to our exploration, we turn to this Jewish historian whose writings provide a unique perspective on the life and times of Jesus. Josephus, a man of Jewish faith, served as a priest in the turbulent 1st century Palestine. Later, he moved to Rome, where his writings give us a glimpse into the societal and historical context of that era. His words, penned from a Jewish perspective, provide an invaluable complement to the biblical account of Jesus. In his works, Josephus mentions a Jesus, a wise man, if it be lawful to call him a man, for he was a doer of wonderful works. This description, coupled with further references to Jesus as a teacher and leader who attracted many followers, aligns closely with the depiction of Jesus in the New Testament. What makes Josephus's account particularly significant is that it offers an external confirmation of Jesus' existence. His writings are separate from, yet consistent with, the biblical narrative, providing a layer of historical veracity to the existence of Jesus. This Jewish historian, writing in a very different context from the authors of the New Testament, corroborates their accounts, strengthening the case for Jesus as a historical figure. Josephus also references James, the brother of Jesus, the so-called Christ, further establishing a familial connection that is echoed in the New Testament. This reference not only affirms Jesus' existence but also validates the biblical accounts of his family. Moreover, Josephus' writings offer insights into the political and social dynamics of the time, setting the stage for the life of Jesus and the early Christian community. They paint a picture of a period marked by religious upheaval and societal tension, a backdrop that gives us a fuller understanding of the biblical narrative. In the grand tapestry of history, Josephus' writings serve as a bridge between Christian and Jewish histories. They're an essential piece of the puzzle, providing an outside perspective that complements and supports the biblical account. The words of this Jewish historian, living in the same historical period as Jesus, provide a compelling confirmation of Jesus' existence. Josephus' writings serve as a bridge between Christian and Jewish histories, further solidifying the historical footprint of Jesus. As we continue our journey, we'll delve deeper into the historical evidence, exploring the ways in which the Bible serves not only as a religious text but also as a historical document. While extra-biblical sources provide compelling evidence, the Bible itself stands as a historical document attesting to Jesus' existence. This statement underscores the importance of the Bible not only as a spiritual guide but also as a historical reference. The Bible, particularly the New Testament, is filled with accounts of Jesus' life, teachings and death, all of which contribute to the understanding of his existence. Consider the Gospels, for instance. These are 4 accounts written by Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, who were either direct disciples of Jesus or close associates. These narratives provide first-hand or near first-hand accounts of Jesus' life, painting a vivid picture of a man who walked the earth, taught profound truths, and performed miracles. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 1, we read about the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem during the time of King Herod. This not only establishes Jesus' existence, but also anchors him in a specific historical context. Then there are verses that detail Jesus' teachings and miracles. Take, for instance, the Sermon on the Mount found in Matthew, chapters 5 to 7. Here we are given a record of Jesus' moral and ethical teachings, which have had an immeasurable impact on human history. In the Gospel of John, chapter 11, we find the account of Lazarus' resurrection. This miracle, witnessed by many, underscores the extraordinary nature of Jesus' life and mission. The Bible also provides explicit details of Jesus' death. In the Gospel of Mark, chapter 15, we read about Jesus' crucifixion under Pontius Pilate. This event is not only corroborated by external sources like Tacitus, but is also a cornerstone of Christian belief. The death of Jesus, however, is not the end of the story. The narratives continue with his resurrection, as detailed in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24. This event, central to Christian faith, further exemplifies the Bible's detailed account of Jesus' life. Moreover, the Bible's accounts of Jesus are not confined to the Gospels. The letters of Paul, written a few decades after Jesus' death, also attest to his existence. In his first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 15, Paul affirms the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, events he learned from those who were eyewitnesses. The Bible, in its historical narrative, paints a vivid picture of Jesus, a figure who lived, taught, and left an indelible mark on humanity. The Bible, then, is more than a religious text. It is a historical document that testifies to the existence of a man who has shaped the course of human history like no other. From the pages of history and the verses of the Bible, the figure of Jesus emerges not just as a character of faith, but as a historical entity. As we have journeyed through the compelling evidence both within and beyond the sacred scriptures, a clear and consistent picture has emerged. The man known as Jesus of Nazareth, the Christus mentioned by Tacitus, the figure confirmed by Josephus, was not merely a myth or a symbol, but a living, breathing individual who walked the earth in the first century. The convergence of biblical and extra-biblical accounts is nothing short of remarkable. Whether through the detailed narratives of the Gospels or the terse accounts of Roman historians, we find ourselves face to face with the same person. The same man who was born in Bethlehem, preached in Galilee, and was crucified under Pontius Pilate. This convergence is not just a curious historical fact, it is a testament to the enduring relevance and power of Jesus' story. It affirms the credibility of the Christian faith, grounding it not in abstract ideas or moral teachings, but in the life, death, and resurrection of a historical figure. The existence of Jesus is not a mere historical footnote, it is a cornerstone of Christian belief. To acknowledge Jesus as a historical figure is to acknowledge that the events described in the New Testament have a basis in reality. This is no small matter. It means that the teachings, the miracles, the crucifixion and the resurrection are not just allegorical tales or moral fables, but events that happened in time and space. As we conclude this exploration of the historical Jesus, let us not forget the significance of what we have uncovered. The evidence points to a simple but profound truth. Jesus of Nazareth was a real person, a man who lived and died, and whose life continues to inspire millions around the world. In the end, the question of Jesus' existence transcends mere historical inquiry. It opens the door to a deeper understanding of faith, history, and the enduring story of Jesus of Nazareth. Our journey into the past has led us to a profound truth. Jesus existed. But what does this mean for you? The exploration of historical texts, the delving into the writings of Tacitus and Josephus, has allowed us to corroborate the existence of Jesus as documented in the Bible. This is not just an affirmation of faith, but a testament to the veracity of the Scriptures, standing firm against the sands of time. The question we pose to you is simple, yet its depth is reflected in the richness of the history we've explored. How does this newfound knowledge impact your understanding of Jesus and Christianity? How does it reinforce or reshape your faith? Perhaps it offers you a fresh perspective, a newfound respect for the historical accuracy of the Scriptures, or perhaps it merely strengthens what you've always known to be true. This journey into the past has not been just about uncovering facts or verifying historical accounts. It's about finding connections, making sense of our beliefs and understanding the roots of our faith. It's about seeing the Bible not just as a spiritual guide, but also as a historical document that has withstood the test of time. We've presented the evidence, laid out the facts, and now the interpretation is up to you. We encourage you to reflect on what you've learned, to question, to ponder, and to seek out your own truths. The beauty of this journey is that it doesn't end here. It continues with you in your thoughts, in your discussions, in your exploration. As we close this chapter of our exploration, we invite you to continue the conversation. Share your thoughts, ask your questions, and join us as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of biblical history. The journey into the past has been enlightening, but the journey forward, that's where the real adventure begins. Together, let's continue to uncover the truths hidden in the pages of history.